because there's eggs there and you can get more worms.
Exactly right. So people go to the store, they buy earthworm castings, sterilized. I'm going, yeah, wonderful. So I talked to the owner, get some mushroom compost that are not treated with heat.
Yeah.
Start selling those. I'll buy that. I won't buy this crap because all that's left in there is the minerals. Okay, so it's good for minerals, but it'd be so much better if a worm would pop up and go, "Mommy, yummy, yummy." See what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I actually put it on
I
people's
think Andy,
property.
there is the concern though that some worm species are not compatible, but that's the government saying, oh no, that worm was from Mexico or that from China or somewhere, and it's a bad species to be released in North America.
I think no, that's not entirely true. I think they that's just the way of thinking that they're thinking. They say, well, we're keeping insects and creatures out. We don't want the creatures, insects to come here because it'll go rampant here. What they're really saying is we're such bad farmers. We don't have any good soil or any healthy thing. Anything comes over here can wipe us out. So you have to keep your the bugs away from us, right?
Yeah.
You know,
That's another way of looking at it. Damn right, brother.
that's what they're really saying. This is it's like a healthy guy saying, I don't care if you have a cold, I'll catch you, get rid of it. Unhealthy guy say, stay away from me. I'm not going to get anything from you because I could die from a cold or die from this, right? Right? And so in my worm farm, I have two different species of worms in there, earthworms in there.
Okay.
Both of them say, no, they won't do each other. They'll kill each other. But they won't kill each other. They're not going to. They're intermingled, having a great time. They don't seem to. They don't eat each other. They get along just fine. And in my garage, I have one particular kind, a European. In the bed at the other place, I have African night crawlers, which I really like.
Yeah.
African night crawlers are really giant ones. They're really big. And they'll go through everything really, really fast and produce a lot more. And they're the best ones for producing the microbial liquid.
Okay.
But the other ones are good too, but they're just smaller. You need a lot more of them. That's all. And that's all it really is in terms of mixing the biology. Because I also tell people, on your property, you have plants that have genetically been grown through centuries and centuries in other parts of the world. They're not native to this part. They're not native. So their genetic structure is geared to the microbial life you'll find there. In the earthworms and whatever it is you find over there. It's all about caring and sharing about the community. It's your own community. That's why I was talking to a lady from India, dal. She says, we used to grow 100 varieties of dal here.
Yeah.
But now the farmers only want to grow just one variety of dal, and they want they're starting to spray this chemical and use that for it, and the nutritional value is going away, and it's just one variety. And the lady, her name is Shiva something, and she's really cool. You should listen to her. She talks about a lot of things, from the virus to organic gardening to Medicare to doctors, and basically it's from a lady farmer's point of view.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Because that's exactly what. And she says, men don't like talking to me because men are not supposed to get advice from women.
Not in their culture. Not in their culture. They're not.
Not in their culture.
Yeah.
So she's saying we're going to go back, and so they had a blight. So these farmers in India, not all of them, this certain part of it, they were growing this one variety that the United States, this is what you grow, genetically grown, everything's fine. You can use this stuff, because for some reason they stopped doing what they've been doing for centuries and started doing what we United States rather said to do, chemicals and that stuff. I don't know why they switched. Maybe it has to do with money. Maybe it has to do with they freaked out about because the environment is changing so bad. I mean, they picked the worst time to go chemical, right? Here's the environment's changing on you, right? You really need to get that soil and everything together now. So what do you do? Oh, that's, they're afraid that, we don't have enough water. They have to water more. But they don't get it that healthy soil needs less water.
It
You know?
retains the water. You can create a pond from the morning dew. I mean,
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah,
Elaine
yeah,
Ingham did that at the George Bush Center, you
yeah, yeah.
know?
Right, and the weather here in Malibu is kind of similar to a certain place in Peru. No
Yeah,
water, but they have a fog.
yeah.
So one day, a captain of a sailing ship crashed, and they had this mast and sail. The dude put it up in his house, and the fog comes in. It will raise the mast and the sail.
Yeah,
And all the water would drip down. The fog would come, and
yeah,
the massive amounts of water would come into
yeah,
into his property. How's that? And then when, of course, it was
yeah.
windy and stuffy, which is lower down, raise it up at night, just soaking.